is Fong Yu Yang, presenting subject management accounting in hospitality industry. Today, me and my group members, Hu Zian and Wang Yiming, are presenting about the financial ratio analysis of Shangri-La Hotel, Malaysia Berhad.
Shangri-La Hotels Malaysia Berhad started operations in 1971. It is owned by the well-known Shangri-La Group, a Hong Kong-based luxury hotel group. The company was listed on Bursa Malaysia in 1987. It has a number of luxury resort hotels in Malaysia and operates in the hospitality and tourism industry. It offers a wide range of services, including upscale accommodation, fine dining, conference venues, and spa facilities. Its high-end brand hotels are located in places like Kuala Lumpur, Penang, and Kota Kinabalu. The target customers are mainly foreign and local luxury tourists, business travelers, and those seeking high-end experiences. Specifically, the consumer groups include business travelers, leisure, vacationers, and wedding and event organizers. Among competitors, it is a leading luxury hotel chain in Malaysia, known for good service and great locations. Its competitors include Marriott, Hilton, and Hyatt. Its advantages lie in its Asian-style hospitality and the loyalty of many high-end customers.
I will now present the financial ratio calculation for the year 2022. First, looking at the liquidity ratio, the current ratio is 1.14 times and the asset ratio is 1.13 times, showing the company's ability to cover its short-term liabilities with its current asset. The working capital is 9,624 ringgit, indicating a small surplus of current asset over current liability. Next, for the solvency ratio, the solvency ratio is 9.14 times, reflecting strong coverage of total debt by total asset. The debt to equity ratio is 0.12 times and the debt to asset ratio is 10.94%, showing the company is using low leverage and has a stable financial position. For profitability ratio, the net profit margin is negative 15.38%, indicating the company faced a loss in 2022. Similarly, return on asset is negative 1.98% and return on equity is negative 2.22%, showing the company was unable to generate profit from its asset and equity during this period. Lastly, for efficiency ratio, the receivable days are 22.33 days, which means on average it took about 22 days to collect payments from customers. Next, I will present the financial ratio calculation for the year 2023. Starting with the liquidity ratio, the current ratio is 2.1 times and the asset ratio is 2.09 times. This indicates a strong improvement in the company's ability to cover short-term liability, showing good liquidity health. Working capital has increased to 47,858 ringgit, reflecting a stronger position to meet operational needs and short-term obligations. Next, looking at solvency ratio, the solvency ratio is 13.86 times, indicating that the company has sufficient asset to cover its total debt comfortably. The debt to equity ratio is low at 0.08 times and the debt to asset ratio is 7.22%, showing that the company continues to operate with minimal reliance on debt. For profitability ratio, there is significant improvement with a net profit margin of 12.83%, indicating that the company is generating profit from its sales. The return on asset is 2.38% and return on equity is 2.57%, showing that the company is starting to generate returns on its asset and shareholders' equity. Finally, efficiency ratio. The receivable days have reduced to 10 days, showing faster collection from customers, which improved the company's cash flow and working capital cycle. Lastly, I will present the financial ratio calculation for the year 2024. Starting with liquidity ratio, the current ratio is 1.64 times and the asset tax ratio is 1.63 times. This shows the company still maintains good liquidity, although it has decreased slightly compared to 2023. The working capital is 38,281 ringgit, indicating that the company continues to have sufficient current asset to cover its current liability. Moving on to the solvency ratio, the solvency ratio is 9.91 times, which is strong and show the company can easily cover its total debt with its asset. The debt to equity ratio is 0.11 time and the debt to asset ratio is 10.09%, reflecting low reliance and debt and a stable capital structure. For profitability ratio, the net profit margin is 11.87%, showing that the company is maintaining good profitability levels. The return on asset is 2.27% and the return on equity is 2.53%, indicating consistent returns on asset and equity similar to 2023. Lastly, for efficiency ratio, receivable days have reduced further to 5.08 days, showing excellent efficiency in collecting receivable quickly, which help maintain strong cash flow.
Now I will talk about the ratio analysis. This slide shows the liquidity ratios from 2022 to 2024. In 2023, the company recorded its strongest liquidity year, with both current and asset test ratio above 2 times. This indicates a strong ability to meet short-term obligations. Working capital also peaked in 2023 at RM 47.9 million. Although there was a slight drop in 2024, liquidity remains stable and well above the safety threshold of 1.5 times. This suggests good short-term financial health. In this slide, we can see that the company maintained a high solvency ratio from 2022 to 2024, showing it has enough assets to cover its total liabilities. The debt-to-equity ratio also remained low throughout, indicating very little reliance on debt. This reflects strong financial stability, low risk, and excellent debt control. Overall, the company has a solid financial cushion and is not highly geared. Now looking at profitability ratio analysis. 2022 was a loss-making year with negative margins and returns. However, in 2023, the company saw a strong recovery with a net profit margin of 12.83% and positive returns on assets and equity. These results were sustained in 2024, showing consistent profitability. This improvement reflects effective revenue strategies and better operational efficiency. This slide focuses on efficiency ratio analysis, especially receivable days. The company showed a steady improvement with receivable days dropping from 22.33 days in 2022 to just 5.08 days in year 2024. This means the company is collecting payments faster, which helps improve cash flow. Better receivables management also reduces the risk of bad debts and supports smoother operations and reinvestments.
In 2025, Shangri-La Ria has done well in terms of sustainability and innovation. It is the first in Malaysia and the first in the Shangri-La Group to earn the ISO 20121 certification for sustainable event management. In 2024, the hotel diverted 63% of waste from landfills. It also launched a glass bottle recycling program and collaborated with local artisans. Over 60 students have been empowered through ESG initiatives and the Embrace community programs. How does sustainability help in ratio analysis? In terms of profitability and efficiency gains, it can reduce long term waste and energy costs, which supports stable profit margins, return on assets, and return on equity, as seen in the 2023 to 2024 period. For brand strength and competitive positioning, it boosts the hotel's competitive edge, complementing its strong standing in luxury hospitality, as evidenced by consistent financial performance. In terms of liquidity and solvency support, it reduces exposure to environmental risks and long term liabilities. This aligns with the company's high solvency ratios and low reliance on debt, reflecting sound risk management.
To conclude, the company has shown strong financial improvement from 2022 to 2024. Liquidity, profitability, and efficiency ratios are all strengthened, especially in year 2023, while solvency remained high with low debt. However, our analysis has some limitations. It is based only on published annual reports and does not include external factors like inflation or tourism demand. We also didn't compare group level data in detail. As recommendations, the company should continue managing cost, strengthen receivable collection, and invest more in sustainability. It is also important to monitor external risk that could affect future profitability. That is the end of our presentation. Thank you.